Simplicity and cuteness sparkles and shines within one of Nintendo's latest Wii U exclusives. This game is so simple in its nature, and yet it works so well in its simplicity and thoughtfulness. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker carries a unique form of expression that is almost forgotten among video games nowadays. It tells a straightforward tale that doesn't require much exposition aside from what few cutscenes and charming childlike storybook pages it presents to the player. In fact, one of the key strengths of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is its ability to narrate itself through the style of the gameplay and subtle moments here and there. From the beginning, everything is already laid out on the table. You as the player immediately start off in the tutorial level, getting familiar with the controls and such as you progress, which at all isn't detracting considering the amount of information is kept pretty tight and succinct. Once quickly reaching the Power Star without any obstacles, the story rocket jumps into action. The gist of it being, Captain Toad's sister, Toadette, is kidnapped by the malicious and very nefarious Wingo. From there, the rest is all conveyed through the gameplay. The foundation is solid and unquestionable, creating an objective for the hero Toad, and a reason for the player to get started on the quest. As you select levels, you'll find different artwork for the separate chapters of the storybook, conveying just where exactly Captain Toad is, how far he's progressing throughout the adventure, and where you are as the player. This is simply one of the best perks of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, as the game is never devolved or taken too far out of focus on the gameplay and a crusade ahead for anything else. Experiences this time around may be a tad different from what Mario fans expect. Captain Toad unfortunately cannot jump due to the weight of his backpack, which already is an interesting premise and parallel to the famous Mario Jumpman, as his entire game is centered around that, thus giving Captain Toad and the game itself a completely new and different identity. Instead of jumping, however, the captain is skilled at exploring, climbing, throwing turnips at enemies, and of course, tracking treasure. The levels may be bite-sized and small, but the design is all beautiful in its artwork and never at all feels stale as you progress throughout the game. Every area you explore and every adventure you partake in has a different environment and ambiance, which really compels you to continue on exploring. Most enemies are simple to dispose of by merely picking up an object from the ground and throwing it at them, but oftentimes you'll be either avoiding or sneaking past some enemies, which may not sound much of a challenge at first, but you'll soon find that the obstacles of the level getting quite trickier and more bothersome to avoid certain dangers as time goes on, which, in the end, truly makes one feel like they're learning and improving. Though Captain Toad Treasure Tracker isn't particularly a tough game, its difficulty does steadily rise all throughout as treasures get harder to find, certain objectives become a tad more demanding, and enemies become more well-placed and tougher to combat. All in all, Treasure Tracker never at all rinses and repeats the same level or elements of gameplay, and stretches its capabilities to the fullest, dishing out tons of fun in the end. Of course, the game does carry a few small problems here and there, the main one being the camera. The Wii U Gamepad'S Gyroscope lets you gander at the entire map. This of course is used in order to see the entire course and maybe catch a glimpse of a treasure you need to find. But in more hectic situations, accidental swirling or adjustments made to the camera can be annoying. Not only that, but there might be an instance or two where the camera angle just can't seem to get it right, causing an unfair death. But even then, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is a forgiving game and allows you to learn and adapt and improve upon your last failed endeavor, which is plenty enough to gain a feeling of accomplishment by the end of the level. The game certainly plays to its strengths in full force, and although it does take a sidestep out of the norm for video gaming, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is a rare delight that pulls off something fantastical with its childlike playfulness that most other games simply can't generate. If there ever was a companion to truly make you, the player, feel like you're tackling a wild expedition in unfamiliar territory, it would have to be Captain Toad. I give Captain Toad Treasure Tracker an 8 out of 10. Time for adventure.